Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you are. I am at Big Dave's exercising social distance. There he is. You can tell it's Big Dave because he's dressed in a luminous fashion. I have come to see everything Dave has done, or everything Dave can remember to tell me that he's done during the lockdown. So this is the lockdown lock mods update on lockdown something.
Hi.
So what was that first of all?
Well, you painted it.
Yeah, I painted that. That was, hey look, it's gold. It's actually like it's horsepower gold now. So that needs to go back on.
Yes.
And it needs to go onto the strut towers.
Yes.
Which is a fine place to start. Because
Yes. Right.
you've changed strut towers.
Wait,
so
where's your wand of holding?
the wonderful or the brush?
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is I'm going to come round this way because distance.
Well, we can start here because we have to open these.
Yes, well this is the first point. So we've now got bonnet pins because the front end has taken. You back it up and I'll show people. There's been a few impacts to the front end here, and we've managed to bend it straight again. By impacts I mean I've crashed it into, and well, bend it out the way. So that's actually taking a beating. So the bonnet catch for the Subaru was not really all that reliable anymore. So bonnet pins
Yeah.
allow us to lock the bonnet shut before a drift run.
Do I have to do it because the bonnet's really, really hot?
Well, I just want
No,
to.
fucking.
Well, we don't have to lock them.
That's fine.
But they are there. You can trust us that they're there.
Yeah.
We can see them. Will it open? So have you done away with the catch entirely?
Yes, it's now
Sweet.
on the floor somewhere.
There's a. That's weight saving. Maybe.
There.
So here we have the Subaru. The carbon fibre thing is in.
Oh yes, that's right. I forgot
That's
about
cool.
that. A little bit. Huh?
So the idea of this is it stops air. So you see the gap between the aircon radiator, which I refuse to remove, and the big radiator. Air squeezes up out of here. So rather than flowing through both radiators, it escapes up through the top gap. But not anymore, which forces more air forward through the radiator, which is a good thing. Intercooler's still the same. This though, this is backwards. So
And
while I have been away,
backwards and sidewards.
backwards and sidewards.
Yes.
So that was Duncan Stark's idea, wasn't it?
Yes.
At Hypertech. Thank you, Duncan. So what we have done here is by flipping those around, you have done is rotated those what, 180 degrees? Well, it's 180 degrees and they're on the other side of the vehicle now, aren't they?
That side, and that's that side, so they spin round and go backwards.
Okay, and that means that our strut tower, which you can't really see because of other developments, but that's a brake disc in there somewhere, is a strut that has a good old lean on it. Well, there's cobwebs on the wheels. So that is now leaned backwards more, which gives us more caster for free.
For free, yes.
And what does caster give us?
I can't remember.
Better response on camber and better self-centering.
Right, okay.
So the steering wheel should whip round even more than it did before. Under bonnet wise, that's basically it, isn't it?
That was- yeah, that's-
strut towers for caster,
Yes.
carbon fibre trim for better cooling,
And bonnet pins.
and the bonnet pins.
That's
But also
under there.
the gargantuan scoop. So you get the cobwebs off there. It is large, David. Put your head on the other side there. Yep, it's about the size of your head.
Well, it's bigger than my fist.
Yes, it is.
You can give her a good old fisting and it doesn't even touch the sides.
You could probably double punch that thing and that'd be fine. Well look, it's large, but it isn't preposterous.
No, you can still
Well, I mean it's double the size of the scoop that was on there before.
see out the window still.
Yeah, you can see out the window. And the little air dam thing inside it is still functional. It should still split the air somewhat. It's not perfect because, you know, the old one curved around the front and this one doesn't. But for maximum airflow, that is going to do the job nicely. What else? I noticed that we've got our bumper catches on now. Due to the increasing speed of our drifts, the crashes are getting wilder and so the bumper keeps falling off. So the bumper has been underneath the vehicle several times, which is why it's patched together with cable ties. You've maybe seen that on Instagram. So we've got these clippies on there so that it's not screwed in place anymore. We just put it into the clips and secure it with these bad boys. I've also replaced the mesh, again, more cooling and cheaper because the mesh, the stock mesh panels, some of them are missing and the ones that are left are worth money. So I'm going to put them on eBay. So this grill is already gone. I got £90 back for this after I crashed it. You ripped it off with a set of pliers if I remember correctly. I've lost my splitter, but and a good Sunsport grill, David. It's good. I then cleaned it and sold it.
Fucking hell.
Where else are we?
Want to go underneath?
Well, yeah, we can go underneath. I think people will probably be happy with this update of the hood scoop.
I don't think there's anything else in the outside, is there? No.
I've also blocked these up.
That's all that, yes.
So the washer jets for the lights, that means this will never pass an MOT ever again.
Yeah.
Because it needs jets for the HID lights. But there was a hole there because we smashed off the washer jets, which is a shame because they're also worth money.
I know. I'll live with knowing.
But never mind. Also, car's lower. Get a finger under there. But that's good. But we need to lower the back and maybe bring that up a little bit for Jap squat style. So the video series is called Drift Cash.
Right.
That's what I was watching.
Okay.
And it's a fellow who hangs out with Monkey London. I regret that I cannot remember his name. But I've seen him at Carson Performance and in the Monkey London videos, and he lived in Japan and he goes there to do actual drifting. He knows his shit. And so he was talking about why they have cars that squat at the back, and we're totally going to do that. We're going to lower the back, lift the front so we can squat it. Right, underneath. This is where the fun stuff started. Shall I go under? Or Right. So the first thing I notice is we've got this massive skid plate in there now.
Yeah, 2 mil, 3 mil steel?
2 mil steel. It's now painted black as well. I like that. What's with the scuff?
I think I've run over a bit of cardboard or the jack at one point when I was moving it.
My jack? Well, I mean, hey, this is why we have a bash bar now. That would have been the sub. So that's there. That will make oil changes a little trickier, but never mind. Under sealing has happened here.
Oh yeah, give it a blast.
Nice. So let's see if I look under here to where the wheel is, I can see that the front drive shafts are no longer there. Still got the oil catch can. Hey, remember when this was our only AN fitting?
Yeah.
Not the case anymore. Gearbox has now had the front drive shaft removed, and there's this little contraption here to hold the stubs in place so that it doesn't pish gearbox oil everywhere. But we now have the weight of the front drive shafts gone, and they're out the way, which means we can get more steering angle.
Can you zoom in on the hubs from in there to see the chop, which should still be visible? Unless it's rusted over by now.
I can see the chop, but it doesn't look... You couldn't look at that and say...
You can't tell?
It just looks like a knuckle.
Well, that's good.
With the roll centre correction kit underneath it.
Yes.
Or, sorry, roll centre adjustment we have to call it now.
Adjustment?
Because there's no such thing as correcting it, because there is no correct roll centre.
No.
There's only just what you like and what you don't like.
So there's no adjustment in them at all either.
Well, we have adjusted it from what it was before. First of all, we fucked it by lowering it so that it's away from stock geometry, and now we're adjusting it so that it's closer to stock geometry.
Is that what they're calling it? But there's no actual adjustment in the kit because it's a ball joint.
Yes, it's just a different height ball joint. So anti-roll bar still in there. That might foul though.
It might not.
Well, we shall see. But that's when on lock. That is the lockiest point, isn't it?
I think once we bring suspension back up a bit, it'll get better.
Well, we'll find out. We'll just drift it until we break the next thing. Yes, I like the under sealing. That's a nice touch. That might add some longevity to this thing. Still got the little body pucks in there. They're just under sealed. My gold anti-lift kit is now under sealed. It's fine. That'll stop the aluminium rusting. Yeah, that makes a big difference though. Having that should be the biggest change that we've done to the car is front drive shafts are out and more steering angle.
More lock.
So that's tremendous. Under seal, lock mods are done. Diff bash, sump bash plate. Meshing is repaired. Gold strut brace isn't back on it under the car. Right, let me have a look inside. So I noticed we've now got an extra fire extinguisher in there.
Yes, safety third.
His and hers fire extinguishers.
His and hers.
So that when shit gets real, we can leap
both
from the
we
burning
can
vehicle.
both hose it with foam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that rather than just standing about and going, does anyone get any more fire extinguishers? And we've always got at least our own.
We're fumbling for the bonnet catch.
God damn, it is hot in here.
Yeah.
David, there is an air-fuel ratio gauge here.
Wait, do you want your camera back so you can point at things?
So that is an air-fuel ratio gauge. I like, however, that it's pointed slightly towards you, so that you can keep an eye on
It
it.
was in a place where we could both see it, but not to be distracting, because I
Yes.
don't want you to focus on it.
Yes. Well, to be honest, that's never a problem, because there's all these gauges now, and I don't look at any of them.
Perfect. Focus on drift.
I look at the pressure and temperature of the oil before we go
That's
out.
fine, yep.
That's it. I forget about everything. Right, so steering wheel still as it was. This is bigger.
Yes.
We've got a big chopper now. What is that? Double the length?
Yeah.
Oh well, there's the old one down there.
One. Yeah, about double.
Great. Okay, so now that can be pulled from multiple points on the hydraulic handbrake. It does feel tighter, but that's maybe because I'm pumping the reservoir. Is it? No, it's not. I thought maybe it could spring back and smash the dashboard.
Thankfully not.
What you've built is a hydraulic trebuchet.
Right, the windscreen.
Right, so that's good. Still got the one-way valve and the
Yes.
brake pipe, but these have been straightened out,
Yeah, well,
so less radius,
less radius.
or a larger radius, I should say, on the brake pipes.
And the steel pipes, the original rear steel pipes are now copper pipes as well.
That just were they rusty as fuck, or was it just?
No, I just took them out because we needed to change the ends to make because the radius was in the original pipe,
Right.
so we removed that.
Swap them over. As you've maybe seen in another video, we've got one rear door card covering up the fiberglass, but notably, there's a firewall in here now, David.
Yes.
It's not a sealed firewall as yet, because
No, but that's still massive progress,
it could be sealed.
because that we could seal the top and finish the sides, and would be hot to trot. So that's good news. Hey, that's stiffness. That's added stiffness.
I suppose it is, yes.
Slightly. Good, that's a big step forward towards having a proper firewall in here. Okay, cool. And you've removed yeah, because I'm a dumbass, I put 2 rubber seals in the fuel tank pump. That's just, so there's one of them down there that's been discarded. That was my bad.
Oh yeah.
It's really hot in here, David.
It is really hot in here.
I noticed that there's some
Trash.
spacers down there. Are they
Old? No, they're rear spacers.
rear spacers now?
Yes.
So our front spacers are 25 mil?
Is it 25 or 30? I can't remember.
I can't remember. They were whatever ones were cheap. Because there was some price point that was like £40 cheaper than the others.
Wow.
And so those are the ones I bought. That hydro's nice. I like that. Looking forward to tweaking that. Whew. Yes, I see there are spacers in there, and that allows for more clearance.
Without them, the wheels just bash straight into the chassis.
Yeah. So we want to. So basically, we've moved our first impact point was actual steering lock. Now.
And now it's the chassis.
Then it became the chassis. Then we got spacers, and now it's a combination of chassis and this point here, where the steering arm
I think
impacts the
that's the chassis first.
the roll bar. So we'll find out when we inspect after the first drift session and we see where all the rubs are.
Yes.
The rest of this wheel arch liner might have to come out.
Yeah, because ours has
bit-
not got one, and it doesn't. That's it. It hits this one, which is
It's
weird.
gonna be a bit flappy. There's also a bit of wiring loom on this side, which I don't know if I'll be able to see it for the good people here.
We'll be filling it with black silicon.
So there's exposed wiring loom in the wheel arch.
If we just fill it.
Just fill it with fucking expanding foam. The other thing I maybe can't see as much of is the back here, but if I zoom out, we now have a flat floor underneath the car with much better access to the diff and a space to make a nasty diffuser. If I chop the bumper height higher and can put a time attack diffuser on the back of it, David, because of reasons, because you need that.
Yeah.
Yes! Oh, anyway, bring that
I'll
bad.
hold that. You have this. And then get in.
And then basically get in so we can see. So this is now the flat floor. Oh, the acoustics have changed.
Yeah.
That's pretty stiff though.
I've stood on it already.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weight bearing.
So, awesome. Got flat floor. Spare wheel well is gone. Flat floor will make installing this easier. And you've sprayed it with, what is that, underseal or?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's tacky.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's alright, once the carpet's stuck like that, it'll be fine.
Put carpet back in, that'll be good. Right, so we now got flat boot floor for diffusing and diff access. This side stuff here, you can see there is more metal that we can take off. So once we take off these side panels again, the fiberglass panels, we'll be able to cut some more steel away. But that's looking respectable. That's about it, isn't it?
That's as far as we've got so far.
And all this while he's been still working all of his normal shifts, working extra hours to keep the good people supplied with essential services.
No lockdown holidays here.
No lockdown holidays. Yeah, I realised this week I haven't had a holiday since September, well, since Christmas. I had a couple of days off at Christmas and I could really use a holiday because I've been angry for about 3 weeks solid. I need a break. So yes, and this is where we're at. We're running semi-slicks on the front. Thank you, Stuart from Pro 307 for the donation semi-slicks. These are great. And I don't think I want to go back now. Even when it was raining, they were still better.
Still better.
That was Steve McConnell that said that actually. He said he runs semi-slicks. Even when it's raining,
Right.
they're better than the other tyres. But that's great. I think some suspension adjustments, tighten up the drive shafts, hubs,
Tighten all the things.
make sure the towers are tight, get strap brace back on. Do you need to bleed the brakes anymore?
No, please no. No more.
I've bled them. You've bled them so much. You cannot deal with it anymore.
Please no more.
There is one peculiarity here. We have one gold STI brake caliper. So the old brake caliper started leaking. It was a split right down the centre and it was leaking brake fluid. So there's the old one. So in the back here, it was actually split down the two halves. Just corrosion and old and shit paint that was put on it. So rather than swap them both, we just swapped one gold one. And the other one will be somewhere in, maybe on the Subaru shelf?
No, it's not. It's
Liberally sprinkled everywhere. So that's good progress. This thing should drift better than it ever has. Less weight, more angle, lower, better hydraulic handbrake. Maybe even a fuel surge tank before the next time we're out.
yes.
Maybe. And you've fixed some of my sealing on the Perspex windows. It's a little bit leaky. So there is everything that has been happening with the Subaru during lockdown. You can see the massive scoop in the background. It's not that bad. So there's your update. That's everything that's been going on. Many thanks to this guy, who does all the fucking work. Next video, maybe we'll have a surge tank. Next video might be lockdown drifting. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe like you can both be in the same car as long as you're both wearing face masks. I don't know. Weird times to be alive. Right. Thank you for watching. Let us know if you have any questions about what we've done so far. And look after yourself, make good decisions, and we'll see you soon. Or maybe not, depending on whether Nicola Sturgeon allows us outside. Goodbye.